Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we're tackling a topic that's not only important, but also critical to the future of our country. We're talking about Project 2025 and what it could mean for the United States if Donald Trump wins a second term. We'll have a discussion about why this plan is a serious threat to our democracy and why it's vital to Kamala Harris in the upcoming presidential election. So let's start by breaking down what Project 2025 aims to do. The plan calls for a brutal and sweeping reorganization of the federal government. This includes eliminating many appointed roles and filling these positions with corrupt political appointees who are loyal to Trump's agenda. This means that key agencies like FBI, CIA, NYPD, and Supreme Court would be run by individuals who would prioritize Trump's policies over the rule of law and the public good. But that's not all. Project 2025 also targets LGBTQ+ and abortion rights. The plan seeks to roll back protections for LGBTQ+ individuals, and hence is a serious threat for their fundamental rights. The plan also heinously restricts the access to abortion, effectively reversing decades of progress in achieving equality and reproductive rights. This is a direct attack on the personal freedoms, fundamental rights, and the basic rights of millions of Americans. This plan will push the USA back to the era of cruelty, discrimination, and inequality. And the plan doesn't stop there. Financial policies would be overhauled to benefit the wealthy and powerful. The middle class and the poor will be crippled more. Policies would be approved that include deregulating industries, cutting taxes for the rich, and reducing support for social programs that help those in need. Essentially, it's a plan to widen the gap between the rich and the poor, making it harder for ordinary Americans to get by. This thing will destroy the whole stratification of the society. Trump can be that much mean for his own benefits. I cannot believe it. True. Perhaps the most dangerous part of Project 2025 is how it seeks to undermine our democratic institutions. The plan involves replacing federal officials with political appointees who are loyal to Trump. This would turn government agencies into tools for his agenda, and he would do whatever he wants to. Moreover, it will be eroding the checks and balances that are fundamental to our democracy. The United States is the largest democracy in the world, and our stability is crucial to global peace and prosperity. Project 2025 is a serious threat not just to our nation, but to the entire world. It's a plan that seeks to dismantle our democratic institutions, strip away rights, make inhumane decisions, and consolidate power in the hands of a few stupid politicians who know nothing about democracy. And next is the worst impacts on LGBTQ+ rights. Project 2025 plans to roll back protections that have been hard-won over decades by the LGBTQ+ community. This means that discrimination against LGBTQ+ individuals could become more prevalent, with fewer legal protections to safeguard their rights. The ability for LGBTQ+ individuals to live openly and safely is at risk, pushing us back to a more intolerant, selfish, and unequal society. You are literally right. Furthermore, environmental protections are also on the chopping block. The rollback of regulations that safeguard our environment means more pollution, which directly affects public health. Increased emissions from industries will contribute to climate change, leading to more extreme weather events and long-term ecological damage. The health and safety of future generations are at risk if these protections are dismantled. But Trump is not going to care about it. He only cares about his arrogance and stupidity. And then there's the stance on China. While it's important to address issues with China, Project 2025's aggressive approach could lead to heightened tensions and even conflict. A diplomatic and strategic approach is necessary to maintain global stability. But this plan prioritizes war and confrontation over cooperation, which could have disastrous and dire consequences. And let's not forget the role of the Supreme Court. By granting Trump total immunity, the court is effectively placing the president above the law. This sets a dangerous precedent where the president can act without accountability, undermining the rule of law and the principles of justice that are fundamental to the democracy of the United States of America. This is why it's crucial to support Kamala in the upcoming election. Kamala presents a commitment to democratic values, human rights, and environmental protection. His administration focuses on inclusion, equality, and building a sustainable future. He is indeed a great leader, a noble individual, and a real American. Supporting Kamala means standing up for the principles that have made America a beacon of hope and democracy. And now let's go into more details about the policies that Project 2025 aims to implement and how they contrast with Kamala's vision. Starting with immigration, Kamala has advocated for a humane and comprehensive immigration reform that includes a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants. This approach emphasizes compassion and inclusion, in stark contrast to the barbaric and fear-driven policies proposed by Project 2025. And when it comes to reproductive rights, Kamala supports a woman's right to choose and has pledged to protect and expand access to abortion services. This is in direct opposition to Project 2025's goal of restricting access and imposing more control over women's bodies. Remember that protecting reproductive rights is essential for gender equality and personal freedom. And Trump wants to snatch it from you forever. Financial policy under Kamala focuses on reducing income inequality and providing support for those in need. This includes raising the minimum wage, expanding health care, and investing in education and infrastructure. Project 2025's focus on deregulation and tax cuts for the wealthy. This thing will only serve to widen the gap between the rich and the poor, compromising and undermining the economic stability of millions of Americans. Finally, the integrity of our democratic institutions is paramount. Respects the rule of law and the importance of an independent judiciary. Project 2025's plan to fill federal positions with Trump loyalists and the Supreme Court's actions to grant Trump immunity are direct threats to our democracy. We must protect the impartiality and integrity of our institutions to ensure that they serve the public good, not the interest of a stupid and foolish single individual. Thank you for watching and for taking the time to understand the critical importance of this election. Our democracy and our future are at stake. The whole country is at stake. Our Constitution is at stake. But you can save them all. Make sure to vote, stay informed, and support candidates who will uphold the values that make America great. Do not support anyone who's going to hurt the values and interests of the great USA.
That is very right. Project 2025 is a very dangerous and inhumane plan put together by conservative groups, led by the Heritage Foundation. It's over 900 pages long and lays out a roadmap for how a potential second Trump presidency could reshape the US government. But make no mistake, this is not a positive plan. This isn't just about making some changes. It's about dismantling and disrupting the whole foundations of our democracy, and it will bring a serious disaster in the United States of America. One of the most alarming aspects of Project 2025 is its inhumane approach to immigration. The plan proposes an intense crackdown on immigration, which includes more barbaric restrictions, aggressive deportations, stricter border controls, and less compassion for asylum seekers. This isn't about protecting borders, it's about creating a hectic climate of fear and speakerability that tears families apart and undermines the principles of compassion and human rights that America was built on. Environmental protections are also in the crosshairs. Project 2025 aims to diminish the regulations that protect our air, water, and natural resources. This would lead to increased pollution, more health problems, and a worsening climate crisis. Our planet's future is at stake, And this plan would put corporate interest above the well-being of our environment and our health. And then there's the aggressive stance against China. While addressing international issues is important, Project 2025's approach risks escalating tensions and leading to unnecessary conflict and even war. We need a balanced and diplomatic strategy to ensure global stability, not a confrontational approach that would have serious repercussions. Trump should be ashamed of being that much arrogant and aggressive. And I am more amazed at something else. The Supreme Court is also playing a role in this barbaric and dangerous game. No one is above the law, and everyone is accountable. But by granting Trump total immunity, the court is setting a precedent that places the president above the law. This undermines the principles of accountability and justice that the great United States of America was built on, giving Trump unchecked power to pursue his agenda without any fear of consequences. And the worst that you will experience is the implications of immigration. Under Project 2025, we can expect a drastic increase in forceful deportations and a further militarization of our borders. This isn't just about national security, it's about fostering an environment where immigrants live in constant fear. Families will be forced separated, and the core values of compassion and inclusion that define the United States of America will be undermined and destroyed. Abortion rights are another critical area under attack. By restricting access to abortion, Project 2025 seeks to inhumanely control the reproductive rights of women across the country. This isn't just a policy change, it's an assault on the autonomy and freedom of women to make decisions about their own bodies. It's a regressive move that disregards the progress we've made towards gender equality. Oh yeah, and the financial policy changes under Project 2025 will predominantly benefit the wealthy. Deregulation will allow industries to operate with fewer checks, potentially leading to financial crisis similar to the one in 2008. Cutting taxes for the rich while reducing social support programs will exacerbate income inequality, leaving the most vulnerable members of our society with the help they need. One of the most concerning aspects is the plan to overhaul the federal government by filing key positions with Trump loyalists. These loyalists are the stupidest and most foolish individuals, and this move would undermine the impartiality and integrity of our institutions. Agencies that are supposed to serve the public would instead become extensions of Trump's political machine, eroding the very principles of democracy and governance. Trump would leave no room in crushing his opponents then. The United States, as the largest democracy in the world, has a responsibility to uphold democratic values, not just for our own citizens, but for global stability. Project 2025 seriously threatens these values by centralizing power and stripping away the checks and balances that protect our freedoms. The implications are far-reaching and could destabilize not just our nation, but the world. As we approach this critical election, it's important to remember what's at stake and what its implications are. Our democracy, our rights, and our future depend on making the right choice. By supporting
Kamala Harris,
we're choosing to protect our institutions, our freedom, and our democracy. We are upholding our values and ensuring a stable and prosperous future for all Americans. On LGBTQ+ rights, Biden has been a staunch advocate for equality. His administration has reversed many of the discriminatory policies enacted during Trump's term and has worked to ensure that LGBTQ+ individuals are protected under the law. Project 2025, on the other hand, seeks to roll back these protections and promote policies that discriminate against LGBTQ+ individuals. Moreover, environmental policies are another area where the differences are stark.
Kamala Harris.
This administration has rejoined the Paris Agreement, committed to reducing carbon emissions, and invested in green energy. Project 2025, however, aims to dismantle environmental protections, prioritizing corporate profits over the health of our planet. This is a critical issue that affects not just our country, but the entire world. The stupid politicians don't care about it. In terms of foreign policy, Biden has emphasized diplomacy and building alliances to address global challenges. His approach is about working with international partners to ensure peace and stability. Project 2025's aggressive stance towards China risks unnecessary conflict and global instability. We need a president who understands the importance of diplomacy and cooperation in a complex world. The USA cannot afford a military war against any state in this nuclear era. The choice is clear. Supporting
Kamala Harris
means standing up for democracy, human rights, environmental protection, and economic stability. Supporting
Kamala
means standing up for the United States of America. Project 2025 is a threat to all of these principles and more. It will have dire consequences. We must come together to protect our country and our future. We must come together to defeat evils like Trump and his corrupt allies. Let's hold hands. Let's face them, fight them, and pull them away from the USA. And remember, every vote counts. Each step counts. Your voice matters. Let's work together to protect our democracy and build a better future for all Americans. Let's vote for
Kamala
and
Harris.
make America proud again. Long live democracy. Long live America. Long live
Kamala Harris.
Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.